Hi, my name is Marian Antonia and I'm going to be starting my 12th standard in a few days. So I began my preparations for the IELTS examination around a month ago when I started attending Cynthia Ma'am's classes. இந்த கிளாஸஸில் வந்துட்டு ஒரு சில டிப்ஸ் தான் தருவாங்க, ஓகேவா? அந்த டிப்ஸ் வந்து கேட்கும் போது they seem so simple, but when you actually implement those tips on paper, the results that you get from those tips are a lot. For example, around like a week back, I was struggling with completing my readings within time. It took me 2 hours to complete one reading. So I approached ma'am and she gave me a few tips and they seemed so simple. But I decided to come out and I applied those tips. And I wrote a mock test today. For the first time, I finished the entire reading passage, all the 3 passages, within 1 hour with 5 minutes to spare. And that just talks volumes about how powerful these tips are. So one of my heartfelt advices to anyone who undertakes ma'am's classes in future would be to really follow these tips. Take them to heart, take them as your gospel and follow them religiously. That's one of the biggest recommendations I would give you all. And every single one of the review sessions are so carefully thought. She prepares so well before them, and when she gives those reviews, I improve when someone gives me feedback, which I didn't have much with in my I usually don't have that a lot, because whenever I write something up and I give it to my parents, they're like, yeah, it's good, that's it. But ma'am, she goes on and on. She gives a really detailed review, and she's more conscious about giving reviews, even more than you, which is a lot, because I am really conscious about getting reviews and all. And also these mock tests are so carefully structured, because you don't have, it's a 4-hour session, right? So you don't have any breaks in between, but ma'am just perfectly balances out these classes, because there are people from all kind of backgrounds, right? I'm studying 11th standard. There'll be a person who's in their 30s. There'll be a person who hasn't ever encountered English and completely comes from a Tamil medium background, who's going to write the IELTS exam in a month. And this group of people, they're all in this class, and ma'am perfectly balances out the class. It's not boring for anyone. We all are learning. Every single one of the person in the room is learning something from that class. And also the classes are so fun, to be honest. I laugh a lot and I usually have stomachache after those classes. These mock tests really help me to have an idea about time management, because when I'm practicing at home, I'm all about being relaxed and taking my own time and being efficient in my work. Whereas when I'm doing the mock tests, yes, I am being efficient, but I'm also very conscious about the time. So it really, they actually imitate an environment of the exam hall. They completely shut out the door. The benches are all turned back, and you're supposed to write. And they completely, take away the papers when the timer goes off. These mock tests are kept around once a week. Sometimes they, as you get closer to the exam date, the amount of times it's kept increases, obviously. And also one thing I would like to really talk about is that I was insecure about how good I was in English before I came to the classes. I was like, oh my god, am I actually going to be good in English? I didn't know where I stood with English, even though people usually say that you're good in English. I didn't believe that personally, but attending these classes, and especially I was lucky enough to attend one of the group speaking sessions, and it really gave me exposure. It really broke down my fear of speaking in front of people. So whenever those kind of classes come up, please utilize them, and also utilize the speaking classes to the fullest. Hindi, I just feel like even though I was good in the language of English, I I had a very hard time projecting that I was good. I knew all the facts, I knew the words, I knew the points, but I really struggled with putting it out in a coherent way. But since coming to these classes, I have seen a very visible change in my rate of speech, or my rate, how coherent my speech is, my sentences are. So I would really like to thank the whole faculty members for that.